This is so that I can impress you more about this term protocol. It is a slightly more formal way of calling a set of rules, okay? Calling a standard way of parties communicating with each other, all right? So two very simple examples I'm giving, and as analogy to another. One on the left is a human protocol, okay? One asking for another person for information. The other is an internet protocol. One end system asking another end system for information. So you see here, very often when Alice wants to find out what is the time, she says hi, right? And then maybe a friend here catching, Alice needs a bit help. Bob says hi back, okay? Showing that, okay, what do you want to know? Alice says, have you got time? And Bob provided the information that Alice is looking for. Similarly, we as users might be sitting in front of a desktop using a web browser trying to get the content from this URL. So yeah, that browser sends a message to the web server that holds the content. And that server will say, sure, you got my attention. What are you looking for? Client sends, I'm looking for this page. And server sends back the content, okay, of that URL is indicating to. So that is a simple protocol in human world and in the computer world. To sum it up, a protocol, it can be a human protocol or a computer protocol. Okay, so that example you just saw is for Alice to ask Bob for a time, a client asking for a server for certain information, or for you to ask a question. For example, if you raise your hand, right, that's like you saying hi. And if Polly noticed that, Polly says, okay, good, what is the question? Then you start by asking the question, Polly answering the question. So that is the protocol to get a question answered. Okay, so for people first meeting each other, how do you introduce each self to each other? Yeah, so there are specific protocols that allowing human to communicate with each other. Okay, so they are usually involving specific messages and specific actions taken after the messages are received, right? And then so on and so forth, right? You know what? That's very similar in the computer network, okay? And the parties involved are just simply replacing humans with machines, okay? And so all these communications happening in the computer network, okay, are governed by these protocols, where we define messages being exchanged and the orders of them being exchanged, and the actions each of these computers, each of these entities, okay, need to take after receiving certain messages.